I will shred this universe down to its last atom, and then, with the stones you've collected for me, create a new one. It is not what is lost, but what is been given. A grateful universe. If you guys don't know what I'm referencing to, first of all, shame on you. Number two, it's like the biggest talk of town right now. That's actually half the reason why there was no podcast last week. Yeah, it should be pretty obvious about it. Given last week, it's like, oh no, no podcast. That quote's actually kind of the reason why. The pretty obvious reason why there was none last week. Even though we kind of tried. But hey guys, what's up? Lucky Cheese 7 is here today to give you guys a podcast on Black Clover Endgame. Oh, I can even help myself now. Shit. Look at that. And yeah, it's crazy to think. Two big things happening last week. MCU ending, of course, and biggest revelation coming this. Number two, Black Clover's on break this week, as are the rest of the issues from Shonen Jump, because Golden Week usually happens this time of year. But even in saying that, you all know the drill. You all know how the drill goes at this point for a Black Clover podcast, or any podcast in general. Can't do these by myself. I mean, yes, technically I can. In my current jurisdiction, I have the power to be like, if I want to do a podcast by myself, I can do the podcast by myself. But come on, what fun would that be? What fun would it be just to have me here, just like every other YouTuber, talking about a series, about a said chapter? I can just do that with a friend, with a buddy. So I brought with me a special friend and a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Greetings. It was a hell of a weekend, that's for sure. But we're back with another podcast. And yes, it is I once again, Sparda3g. Oh boy, what a weekend. It was such a hectic weekend that we had to hold on the podcast all the way to this week. Because, we got Endgame, history in the making in terms of box office, was something I never thought I would see ever happen again. But here we are, 2019, still making movie theaters great, still being great. I don't know who dare.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I know. Whoever said that, oh, Netflix is going to kill movie theaters, huh? Think again. With this kind of experience, no. It would never go away. Okay, maybe not never, but it won't go away for another 5-10 years. I'll say that much. But nonetheless, we're here to talk about Black Clover. And before the Golden Week happened, it left us a chapter that, well, we definitely have to go over it. But this is a chapter. On one hand, I expected, and the other hand, I did not expect something that, once again, what Black Clover has done those things where it's like you thought this is going to happen, but then there's a little twist to it that is something I wouldn't say completely unique or new, but it's like you got it almost right, but you got one part wrong, and it's the major part I got it wrong, and it's something that we never would have thought until this happened, because we was like 90% sure it was going to be that path, but it ends up being a different path. But yeah, that didn't happen.
I
We
know.
never got to discuss about this.
We speculated about that for a while. We're like, we think it's gonna go this direction. And I know it's the big thing people want us to hear. Want to hear us to go. Well, but the twist, I'm like, we'll get there. We'll get there. I know. I want to talk about it too, but like every other podcast, we got to build up to it. We got to build it. Okay? Kind of like how I brought up Endgame. We got to build towards it. Build.
Yeah.
Except this one's not going to take 22 movies. I promise you that. But it did take 203 chapters, so take that for you as you will. So, and by the way, just to clarify, since the official chapters came out during this little break that we're on, we're going by the official translations from Viz. So, it's first.
It's good because I don't think there's that much difference from when I read the chapter just recently. Again, I know, hey, at least we got a 100% concrete, accurate translation. I mean, you could argue sometimes Viz could mess up like at times, but no one is perfect. But I think this one is the accurate the most accurate we can get. And from the look of it, it doesn't seem that much difference from the translation, but it's good to have a clarification still. And regardless, it's still surprising as we all we all how we first reacted. I sure reacted like I still remember my first reaction during a ride going to work. I'm like, what? I almost made a loud, almost made a what noise in front of the public. I was like, oh, okay, I got myself embarrassed. But yeah, but hey, at least we got the Viz translation in a very really high quality images. So if you really become a huge fan of this one particular character, then here you go, knock yourself out.
Yep. And speaking of the, we're gonna dive right into it with chapter 203, breaking the seal, and that has a couple connotations. Like I said, we're gonna build to it. So, and this has kind of been something that's been going on for a while. Yami and Charla versus the devil. Well, Lit's helping him too, but you know. So Charla's there. Well, more so, they're both kind of like taking a stand back as to what the devil's doing. Charles like, it's melting my magic. Oh no. And then Yami, off the gate using dark cloaked black blade blunt slash. You got Carla just saying, you. And he immediately notices, like, whoa, it leached magic and life energy right out of me. So, case in point, this thing hits you, you are, I don't want to say screwed, but could be in trouble. I'll say that for certain. And the devil himself. Now you won't be able to wield a blade. It's a spell that devours life. I just opened the lid just a little bit. Well, yeah, I'm adding my own words to a couple of this, but hey, you know. But there's no stopping it now. Not until it swallows every last human and elf. And then he's like, well, then you got Yami just thinking to himself, like, damn it, this is one nasty piece of work. And then you've got Lit. And while doing so, we're cutting back to Yuna, to Nozel, to Asta, Mimosa. Vicious magic incoming. And Yuna's like, wait, what the heck is this? And Patri, that's magic from the other world. It's devil magic. We get him using light magic, light swords of conviction. Or swords of reveal, I like to call them still. Because, come on, they look like them.
Sort of revealing like I mean, well, yeah. I mean, you call us call it a sword of the dark light because they all darkened. So it's like, oh no.
I too.
I mean, reveal light is ceiling. Well, actually, that makes sense too. I don't know. I thought it was the other card name, the one that's like shoot right at your car. It's like, nope, you cannot use that card. Magic sword. I forget what it called.
Oh, wait.
What I know in the anime, they BS it.
It's
Huh?
something force sword. I forget what the other word is, but it's something.
I'm gonna find that out. I'm gonna find that out. I'm gonna search on that.
And then
You can continue.
yeah, and then you get using tornado thing. Well, wind magic tornado thing to be specific. And even with those attacks, they're both just like, wait, it ate the magic? And part of it hits on Patri, kind of like how it hit on Yami. He's like, don't let it touch you, run. And while they're trying to run away, Mimosa does slip off. But Asta goes like, no, 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 no. I'm going to push you back, and I'm going to take the hit instead. Asta gets swallowed up. She screams Asta. Yuno screams Asta. They're just like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Is this the end game for Asta? No, of course not.
I almost want to spoil by mistake. I stopped myself. I was like, no, no, no. There's got to be one part, and I stopped myself. So lucky everyone, lucky for everyone. I stopped myself. I was gonna make a joke.
I
Oof.
know. I was gonna make a joke too, but I was like, I'm not gonna go that far. Yeah, you got ask his face like when he's like, so Asa basically breaks free and his face is like, I thought I was toast. Like that face, man. That face is like, that was over the
That's the
scariest.
second. That's the second time he thought he was going to die. Last, like a couple of chapters ago, 200. It was chapter 200. He was like, "Oh my god, that was close. I thought I was gonna get swallowed up. Oh, that was so close." I'm like, why every time he always come out, he never look confident. Like, "Yup, I did that. Thanks to me and my friendship speech power, we did this." But instead, he's always like, "Oh crap, that was crazy close. Oh my god, I almost died.
You know, he
Oh
also
my god, I thought I was dead." It's like it's never such thing as 100% confidence. It's more like, oh, okay, that was close, seriously close. I always find that funny though, because it made it seem like, see, at least he's not too cocky. Like, what are you talking about? Our guild has always got here. It's more like, well, shoot, we got lucky there, didn't we?
you're right.
So it's like he always underestimates himself for some reason. But I think that's what makes it more I think this makes it appealing in my opinion, because it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
again, you got a lot of protagonists that just seem way overconfident themselves. Like, yeah, okay, we get this shtick. And then it's like, yeah, okay. But
No.
him is always funny because it's like, oh shoot, he legitimately keep thinking that he was gonna die there or the other time or the other times. Like it's just hilarious to me.
Or the part where like Nozell was like just mentioning now we're crossing the dimension between life and death, and then I still
Yeah.
he's like, "Is
He
that
was
mean
like,
we're
wait a
gonna die?"
minute. He's like, oh wait, is that me gonna die? This is it.
Like I can imagine Luffy going like, "Don't worry, we are not gonna die." But Ass is like, "Does that mean we're gonna die?" Like,
Oh
mm.
shoot.
But yeah, that's what makes him unique.
Hmm. Oh god, the reaction from the other characters is hilarious though.
Still, you know, it would be funny if there's a time skip and he still acts like that. I'm gonna like lose
I
my.
mean, hey, it just makes it I don't mind. It would just be funny still.
It
Because it's
would.
like again, it's like again, he's like he's even if he does do what he needs to do, it's never 100% confidence. It was just more like, well, I got lucky there because that's how he is. And so, so I wouldn't be surprised he hasn't changed much in the time skip. I wonder if there is going to be a time skip, but I don't think it would be a time skip after this. It'd be a little
No,
time skip, maybe like 6 months later. That's it. But I don't
yeah,
think it'll be two
that's the
years
most
later.
likely too. I don't see like it being years. At least at this point of the story, I don't see it happening.
Right.
But then you get me most of like Asta and then Patry thinking to himself like anti
You
magic.
know, I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. I was like, for whatever reason, that panel with Mimosa made her look like a goddess because she looked like she has that wardrobe that a goddess would wear, and they got flowers all blooming, and not to mention
Really?
she has wings. I was like, she looks more goddess than ever. I don't know why I thought of that when I
See,
saw that
the
panel,
funny thing is, I
but
thought that too.
that's
I was just like, huh. It looks a little more elegant than what she usually does.
yeah, yeah. So I guess in a very strange way of saying it, but in a lack of better way of saying it, I guess stripping her down was for the better cause for the design wise. It yeah. I'm trying to say it. I can't find a better way to say it, but that's just how it is.
It's about
Not completely stripped down, of course not. Just crazy. But yeah.
that is a good point. That is a very good point, actually. Then you got Patry just thinking like, huh, anti magic even works on that, and he's unsived. And then we get so there's no point in swallowing a body that doesn't have any magic. And that's again with the face. He's like, hey, why are you treating me like a
Free- but it's just funny because like they both of them in some agreement. It's like, well, it doesn't have magic. There's like literally no point of him trying to get swallowed up. So he has none to offer. Oh my god, that is insane. What are you? Like he didn't even say who are you. He's like, what are you? Like, what the hell, man? Why order something? I'm be like a freak now.
Right? He's like, hey, it's not my fault I wasn't born without magic. Unless it becomes a plot point, like some people have been predicting.
Oh god. I mean, like, it's strange because like I feel like this is actually pretty important, unless say otherwise. Because like, a lot of people wonder like, did he really get lucky because he has no magic? It's like some people feel like there's a little bit more to it. It's possible it could be a little bit more to it, but maybe because again, this is we established this type of series is now like you gotta look at every pinpoint of what happened to the characters because now they're important. Like Charming, like oh, those pinpoint leads to revelation of her being a half dwarf, half human. So this kind of thing could be one of the case too. Like if everybody could get harm, I mean, we just established that life force could get harm as well. Why Asta came unscathed,
It's a fair point.
Man, so we don't know. Maybe it could be something that has to do with the devil himself, like whatever the devil he has inside of him. But we'll see. But it is funny nonetheless, this whole scene.
I know. I'm just like, what? And I still can't get over this face. Like, look at that face.
I know, it's always with that face.
I know it's cheesy, but even then, I'm like, I can't take it seriously. That's why we love him, though. That's why we love him.
Yeah.
And then Mimosa. She's like, I knew it. That creepy spell is spelling all over from the room above us. If nothing changes, the people in the other rooms are in danger as well. AKA Noelle and Fuegolion and Merliana. Those three in particular. I think there's somebody else too. Oh, Jack the Ripper.
Charmy.
Yeah, and Charmy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jack the Ripper too. See, see. At least we established that we are going to see what the other guys has been doing for a while, and I know you didn't get to. Hmm?
What? No, go on. What you were gonna say?
Oh no, I was saying like I know you didn't get to the line that he says like he's gonna go after them and then he's gonna let these three to handle the devil himself, but like it is interesting that Nozel, he's gonna go after the everyone who's in the other rooms, and the fact that we didn't get to see any conclusions to any battles pretty much give you the idea that this is a way to have one giant unification, which
Oh
that
yeah.
should be pretty damn awesome. And I actually like that direction because again, it's one of those cases of like you thought it's going to be a direction of like I'll handle this guy, you go to the other room. Well, I'll handle him, you go to the other room. That was the impression that we all had,
Yeah.
and that's not bad. It's not bad, but it would be like one of those cases of like, hey, let this fan is gonna complain about why we wasting our time for like four chapters of this battle where at least are nowhere. I mean, like I don't blame him or her, but still, I get the idea. Like you probably don't get anywhere with it. I mean, yeah, you will get character development depending how you do the battle itself, but all the chapters except for Charmy, but Charmy was more exception because we did have a lot of surprises with Charmy. I mean, it was like like two chapters worth for Charmy, but it was like surprising nonetheless. And it does leave a lot of fans speculating if we're going to see the dwarf in the next arc or saga, whatever you want to call it, which it has a good chance. Definitely has a good chance, especially
Definitely.
when when you watch the anime again. A lot of characters has their backstory being shown. Charmy has yet to get one, so that's something that's should be considered. I mean, hey, it could happen out of nowhere in this chapter, not chapter, in this arc too, but we'll see. I do feel like her backstory is going to be saved for like the next saga or the next arc, whatever. So maybe that's something that should be looking forward to. Going back to the way how this whole structure goes, like it started to make a lot of sense all the battles previously, especially like the one with the Vermilion siblings, because like a lot of people were like wonder like, damn, they just beat them at one hit, even though they liked the chapter a lot, me included, because I already like the storytelling of the siblings, how they always have been rivals one way or another. So but like people were a little bit confused or maybe a little bit bothered that the fight lasted one chapter. But now when you see
Yeah, like how they
this,
were just all
it
taking
make
out just instantly.
right. Now you realize the path is being more like everybody's still fighting. And now we're gonna probably see a lot of people regroup, and this time, one giant ally unification for the sake of defeating the greater evil that is the devil. So when you look back now, it's like, you know what? That's pretty damn neat. I like this direction, and I mean, like, we don't know if they all gonna fight the devil itself, but that still has a good chance. But we'll see. But if it happens, it'll be like, damn, I would love to see the reaction for Charmy. Like, what? Who's this tall? Who's this person that look like Charmy when she's like small? Oh, wait a minute. I'm just waiting for Noel, Asta, and even be like, wait, that's that little girl that feed me that cake earlier, or something. It's like, huh, what happened?
Right.
What is going on? So should be very, like I said, this is an interesting direction in my opinion, just because like it didn't waste too many time on the battle where it's just like, okay, the good guy is gonna beat the bad guy, and the usual format of shonen battles, which is not a bad thing, but it's something that you kind of see in it every time. But in this way, it's actually a pretty nice twist to it. That is if everybody
Yeah,
does
also
unite,
then
but
it
I
helps
do
make
think
it feel
that's
a
the
lot more
case.
relevant too to the story. It's like, okay, it's like, yeah, they're going ahead, they're gonna fight off, but no, it's like, it's like, and that's the thing I've noticed with Tabata, where like even like when we're, because I mean at the moment, like we're not like at the end, but we're getting there. But even with that, Noel, Fuegoleon, Merliana, Charmy, Jack the Ripper, they're kind of behind right now, but they'll all come back, and kind of echoing off with what you said, I actually really like that. That's what's kind of what's happening now.
Right. It's a nice twist. Again, I don't know if they all will fight the devil. If it happens, it's gonna be an epic thing that I think this series is gonna make everybody heads turn, which is in a good way. But if it doesn't happen, then all right. But I mean, like, I would love the former to happen because that sounds insane, incredible. Sounds like a dream, a fanboy dream come true. It will be the end game. Yeah, if you get what I mean. I won't say what part, but yeah, I think you know what I mean. All it's missing is somebody's just, I don't know, somebody starts swinging something that it was hinted a long time ago, but that's all I got to see. Oh, damn, that movie. Anyway, but yeah, we'll see where it goes. But so far, so far, it feels very promising. This is the reason why none of the battle has a conclusion, because this is where it's going to, and I like it. I really hope they do work together, because if they do, my God, it's gonna be awesome. Unless they pull the false promising from another series, then I'll be upset. I'm not gonna say
Oh
what series,
God!
but yeah, that's the only fear I have. But we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Right. But what I also like, and I mean, I'll actually dive into this a lot more too. Especially right after with what Mimosa says, we get Nozel just thinking about like, all right, so the mobility we need in order to bring home those who've been turned into elves, and I like how the first person that comes to his mind is a sister, and that's something we've said for a while now. Nozel has kind of been slowly developing. This is so far the biggest push for him so far. Not just for Noel, but like in terms of his potential as like the next up and coming Wizard King. Because if you guys didn't check out that interview that Tabata did, I want to say like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. It was a while ago, but he was excited when he got that question, like, oh man, I want to say it, but I don't know if I should say it. It's gonna spoil something big. I'm like, I'm like, why? I'm like, okay, so why was he excited for Nozel specifically? And now I'm getting the reason why. Because I mean, look at the qualities Nozel's showing. He's like, look, for us, victory means saving the kingdom and getting everyone out of here. I'll go support the ones who are down. who are lower down, follow me, House of Ramon. Obviously referring to Mimosa. So Mimosa's going to be teaming up with them, which is interesting. Again, it's kind of similar to the whole Jack the Ripper situation with Noel. I never saw that coming. You know, this one coming either that much. I'm like, huh. I mean, I know they're technically cousin branches, but
they were rivals. They were rival more or less. But I think I forgot what chapter. I want to say 193, where he meets the Vergolian again. Because remember they haven't seen him in a while since his arm got ripped off.
yeah.
And then when Nozel sees him, he's like, "Oh, all right, now you finally wake up." But I think in his mind is more of a compliment, like, "Oh, thank God," or something like that. I shouldn't even look at that chapter, but yeah, there's something around there. Pretty much, the rivalry is more of healthy rather than like very, you know, Naruto Sasuke nasty and like, "Whoa, they want to kill each other." Okay, this is dangerous now. So it's nothing like that. I mean, like, yeah, they have heat of rival, but who doesn't?
Yeah. And I mean, even with that, like, you have him just saying, you three seem to have a better understanding of the enemy and the situation above. If you supplement Asta's anti magic with Yuno's wind magic and the elves' light magic, you should be able to reach the battlefield. Go. And Asta just says, Roger that. And see, and like I've been saying, I'm really digging Nozel's character development. And if anything, this entire page, again, just further cements why, you know, he is the perfect candidate for becoming the next Magic Emperor, Wizard King. Sparta, like, how do you feel? Just given, you know, like Nozel's thought process and like him like assessing the current situation. Where when it comes
It's better.
yeah,
Mhm.
like when it comes to the people, like, the others who are still fighting, and then of course dealing with the devil up above.
Well, it's better than try to make him find a way to to eliminate Asta. Like, well, yes, Asta's dead. Now I have to get rid of Juno, and that Wizard King title is definitely 100% from me. At least it's better than that. And then the way he said a couple of chapters ago, where he said that line, like, "Oh, you try to find a way to kill me off," but nah, I really like this development, that low key development from Nozel. Because, like, again, we all know how Nozel was a pretty much of a prick to everybody who is in the family, let alone, well, outside of Noel. But he had his reason, even if it was harsh. But he's just pretty strict on things. But like, he's more loosened up as of late. He's more loosened up. You get to see more of his inner personality that was just pretty much hindered by his nasty outer personality that we've been seeing since the first time we've seen it introduced in the series. Now we're seeing like more of a more of a straightforward, a cool guy, as Asta would put him, as he said it in chapter 189. Like Nozel, like he's strong and he's pretty damn awesome. He's like he's like a role model or the son. But you can start seeing that yourself as well, because again, his way of motivating the newbies like Asta and the way how he's teaching them, like, you still have a lot of work to go, but not like in the sense like you still have a lot of work to go, so just quit while you're ahead. But more like, look, this is how you do it. This is how it goes. This is how you defeat your enemy. So that way, if you could do it, if you could improve yourself, you could be the Wizard King, just like me, who I am going for the Wizard King title. So better catch up. But it's more encourageable. So it's like, now you see this chapter, he actually put a confidence on Asta, and even Portoli, who was previously a bad guy. I mean, he's still a bad guy, but they're under the one oath of like a treaty, pretty much a ally, because you got a devil that's even worse than everybody right now, who could say words, and now he uses a Grimoire who could bring the next dimension or other dimension, which is insane. But yeah, the fact that he actually put a trust on Asta and and those three, they have their own ways. I mean, like I can understand in some way, but Yuno still came from a poor family, orphanage. He's an orphanage. He's like, what the hell? He got a 4-leaf clover. That's BS. Asta, this guy has no magic. That's even more BS. And Potoli, he's a bad guy. He's the one that caused this war. Why should I work with him? But instead, he's more level-headed, and he actually knows what is the priority first and foremost. So he actually noted like how they all have their reason to go after the devil while he's going after Noel and everyone else in that lower level, so he could, everybody could escape from getting absorbed by the crazy magic that I don't even know what the hell is it about. But yeah, it's an other dimension nonetheless. So once again, Nozel has been winning me over in terms of his character. So maybe he is going for the Wizard King. I mean it by the writing standpoint. Maybe he is going to be the Wizard King after this arc is over, but we'll see. But yeah, he's winning me over. I'm impressed.
No, it's like okay, so that's gonna be something to keep our tabs on, as well as how this battle's gonna turn out. But before we find out what the results of that, and then going up to the upper level, we cut over back to the remnants of the original devil, where the Wizard King statue, the original one, resides on top. And of course, this is kind of where we ended off last week, where it was, well, the last chapter, where there was like a sudden glow, like, oh no, what's happening? Is Nero actually the first Wizard King, and then he's transferring back over to his body? Okay, let me let me read the chapter instead of just pulling it off. So we're there. Nero's like, now that your seal has been broken at long last, my seal will also. Dot dot dot, and you can see like the glow is also kind of affecting Nero too. Like, okay, so what's happening there? And even Finra was like, Nero. It's like, what a pitiful state you're in. If only my spell had been flawless. No, thanks to you that I was able to return. You get Nero saying, welcome back, Prince. And he's like, oh, my apologies for the wait. And Finra was like, wait, the legendary first Wizard King? The stone statue came to life? And then he like turns over, and you're.
Oh
And
boy.
at first, I was like, "What the fuck?" Okay, hold on. Let me explain. So, if we're going by the translations, they came out Thursday, which threw off my entire schedule. So, when I got to this part, I'm like, "Fuck!" I want to talk about this, but work had to come in the way, and then, of course, Endgame too. So you can thank me for that.
This
I
chapter came out before the end game.
Say what now?
I said the chapter was out before Endgame, both officially and unofficially when you think about it, because this was an early chapter release. It came on Friday at 4 o'clock Easter time, so or your time would be 3 o'clock.
That's true. That is true.
So yeah. Well, just get yourself a first shock before the end game does a favor for you.
Oh, and it certainly did. I'll say that. But no, I remember sitting here going like, I need to give my thoughts, and I was finally able to do that on Tumblr, by the way. So I had a lot I needed to talk about there when it came to that. But it's like, oh, who is Nero? Is Nero like a reincarnated devil? Is he the first Wizard King? First of all, we've been misconceptualizing Nero, because this entire time, Nero was a chick.
we're not, no pun intended, by the way. I'm just saying, because I mean, Nero is a bird, not a chicken, but still, it was almost feel like a pun nonetheless.
It did.
It's funny because I know for a fact a lot of people thought, a lot of people, I can't say everyone, I'll say majority thought Nero was the first Wizard King. Same here. I thought he was the first Wizard King.
That's what
Now here's the thing. It all depends how the anime would do, but we don't know how Nero sounded when he first talked. Well, she first talked. Now, when she first talked, we don't know how it sounded like. It could be like a very deep voice that you would never guess it would be a girl. It could be maybe it's just a straight up
from Bleach.
Yeah. Like Bleach. That was a good example. That Bleach one, where I can't pronounce her name, but I know exactly the whole. You see the cat. I was like, okay, the cat is like seems like a guy. Kind of remind me of Sailor Moon. Well, except for the Sailor Moon is the white cat. That's the guy, and the purple one is the girl. But the point is, you when you hear the voice, you would think, okay, that guy is gonna teach Ichigo how to do this and that. Then you see the real form, like, huh? So Nero, he always has that derpy face, I guess you could say. Yeah, he has that derpy face. You always give the impression that it is a dude, is a guy. And then this happened. And you thought it was a Wizard King. But then you find out her seal was breaking as well. So you thought maybe Nero body, the bird body, is gonna disappear and go transfer to the Wizard King. But instead, she's still there, hovering while her form was coming to life. And then you see the Wizard King started talking as a separate person, which is the case. So I'm like, huh. Oh shoot. So wait, first the Wizard King is a different guy. So wait, who's Nero then? And then I should see Nero. I'm like, oh, okay, Nero's still there. Next page. What? So like, I was just like, look at that very first panel. I'm like, wait, what?
I was gonna ask, what was your What was your immediate reaction when you got to the page?
Well, like I almost want to say what loudly publicly to in a train ride because I was going to work and it came in the morning. I'm like, I'm like looking at it. I'm like, the only thing I did is like nod in my head quickly, like that how like in cartoon or in TV show when they go like what, like like they try to shake their head quickly as possible to get their mind straight to see if they're looking at something correctly, kind of like
Yeah.
that. That's like I was like looking at my phone carefully. Like, wait a minute, what? What? I always wanted to like stop right there, go Reddit, and just see the reaction from everybody. But I was like, nah, let me finish this chapter. I gotta finish the chapter, and then I could go see the discussion board going, huh? And sure enough, everybody was like, wow, didn't see that coming. And some would say, all right, looks like Asta Harm has just grown grown one more extra. I'm like, well, here's the thing. She has been there since the beginning. So that means she's already ahead of everyone. I'm like,
She's been on his head. She's been on his
yeah. So Noel, you gotta step up. You gotta step up your game now.
The funny thing is, she's the one who's like always like taking the. I don't know. Well, okay, taking care of Nero is one thing, but she's always been the one of like, hey, don't hurt Nero. And now I'm like, are you gonna feel the same way now about this? That's what I want to know.
I just want to know if Asta would know. Well, actually, she is going there, but we'll see what happens. It's gonna be this is amazing because we're gonna see a lot of funny reactions when the time comes. First Wizard King is gonna be like, "Oh my god, the first Wizard King! How awesome is that?" Then we got Nero. You're that bird. You're a girl. What's going on? And then you got Charmy. What happened? Well, actually, Asta already saw, but Noelle did not. So she's gonna. Yeah, probably Yami. Depends how Yami takes it because like some people would speculate that Yami already know that she's like this. We'll see how that works because it can't be that much of a coincidence that Yami keep bumping to people who happens to be really talented or can be very talented. So I feel like Yami knows what he's doing when he always bumps into them and tells them like be free or pretty much join his guild, which ended up being the case. So that seems to be the case a lot with Yami. But Yami is a special, is a cool dude. So, but yeah, we're gonna see a lot of funny reaction when the time comes. I find it hilarious. Like, oh my god, you're Nero, you're a woman, and then Finro already try and make his move. I'm like, if you told me sooner, we could have dated. And she just look at him like, you better retract it.
See, even when Nero was a bird, I was like, dude, this is funny. But she still gives off that death stare, and I'm like, oh
I mean, she doesn't have that look, that eyes, that lazy eyes anymore. But now she just has that good she still has that eyes, regardless. Just, I mean, even the like the bags that she has there, whatever it is the bags like under her eyelid. She has that still, but it is hilarious. Just like she just stares at Finrose like, you better retract that, and he's like, sorry.
And the first Wizard King's like, yeah, I sense magic that's not of this world from the Shadow Palace. So he acquired a body, did he? And he's like, so he's already like, oh, that devil.
Hmm.
Huh. What the hell? No,
He said, "What the hell?"
no, because I'm sitting here going like, so this devil and the Wizard King have already crossed paths then.
Well, I mean, he did. They did explain that earlier, where they said that Lich and the first Wizard King were trying to find a way to kill the devil, and they couldn't ever find. They haven't found a way. So
That's true.
here's the answer. So now it's like 500 years, I believe. Later, they're gonna finish where they left off. Well, we'll see what happens, but yeah.
Yeah, because you got Fenrir like, you two, what in the world, why? And this is where we get the explanation. He's like, when I was on the brink of death, she used her confinement magic to seal me, and I've been asleep ever since. So he's never been dead. That statue we've always seen, even in the anime, that wasn't to commemorate his memories. He's been up there the whole time. Like, could you
Been
imagine?
waiting. Hmm?
Like, could you imagine like some birds coming by, just like dropping stuff down, and it's like you wake up, you're like, it's like, oh man, I'm back in, man, I stink. What the?
Well, one thing for certain now is that we have one new question. How did these two meet? How they met each other? Like when they met each other? How do they know each other? Like
Look at
you look at the flashbacks. We never see any history between first Wizard King and Nero.
no, it was always
And what's Nero?
because it was always between the first Wizard King and Lit.
Right. And, we only know the massacre that happens for him, the devil, and then the whole massacre on the elf. But, like, we never really know the story about these two. Like, what does Nero know? It's funny because, like, we were certain that Nero was the first Wizard King. That's not the case anymore. Now we still left with more question for her because she's an actual separate character rather than like I'm actually the first Wizard King, would have been answer a lot of things right there on the fly. Well, you probably will ask how did the whole sealment confinement would have happened, but now that we know that Nero's a separate character, who is she? What is she? Where's she come from? What's her story? Why she was been chilling? Why she
She's
has
not
been
a
chilling
human.
with Asta?
I can definitely
Huh?
she's definitely not human because she still has her horns. So
Yeah.
if anything, I think the one thing we can take away is that she's a different race. That's for sure.
Yeah, some people's I see people either speculate she's like a devil herself, but more of a good, I guess. I don't know. You could say that it's hard because people only say it because of the horns, which is not a bad, not a
Not
bad
too far-fetched.
idea huh?
I said it's not too far fetched to think about that.
It's not far fetched because of like, hey, you got horns. I mean, it sounds stereotype in the sense, but whatever. But we'll see how that works. If that's the case, that should be interesting to find out what the heck is her ordeal with the devil and herself. But some would say some very few people said that she's actually a witch. The crazy part is the I forgot the username. Oh man. I think I wrote in my review. I don't remember, but one of the user actually pinpointed that perhaps she might be a witch. Maybe she'll be like a witch, half witch or something. But there's a maybe there's a chance that she's a witch because like in one chapter, actually I think it happened in anime already. Well, actually, yeah, it did. recently in the Witch Forest arc, where the 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 witch queen
Yeah, she
yeah, I think that's it.
recognized her.
Yeah, like it was weird how Nero was pecking her, and then she recognized that bird immediately, as to say like, "Oh, I know you." But it is strange. I mean, that was a huge hint, but like in terms of like Nero being not just a bird to troll the world, but a bird to, well, I guess it's still a troll the world in a sense. But point is, she's something. We just don't. Hey, it's like it's funny how we keep getting answers, then we get a new questions to something else entirely. Like, damn it, just got the answer that the first Wizard King was Seal all this time. Now I gotta find out what the hell is Nero about. So I was like, damn it, keep getting new questions.
I know, it's like, wow. And I mean, look, she may look like sort of teenage-esque appearance-wise, but she's 500 years old. That's a lot.
Well, at least 500, yeah.
Yeah, because like even Finra was like thinking like, what quite powerful magic? It's like the elves are no even greater than, and she's 500 years. That was merely what you people call Nero. So that's an interesting thing. Nero's because that's the name they gave her. That's not her real name.
Mm-hmm.
That is,
That's a nut.
that's kind of
See,
gets me
that's what I'm
wondering.
saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so many new questions now. It's like, damn it. And here I thought I know everything.
I know he's like because like even Finra was like, well, huh, we're holding hands now. What? And really, what this happens, like they just jet straight up like jet, and Nero using seal magic inverse release, opening up a portal to the Shadow Palace, and then the first Wizard King's like, "Thank you, Magic Knight of the Present. Wait there for your companion's return." So, the sad news is Finro is once again Yamchified.
Yamcha. Well, you know, yeah, give him credit. At least he did help Nero to go all the way there, put the I was gonna say Affinity Stones, but one of the stones in the on the statue, and ta-da, he's back, more or less. And in a sense, Nero pretty much said, pretty much give a thank you by going all the way there and just drop them off where they first came from. So it's like, there you go. You know what I mean? Otherwise, why drag Finro instead of just like, hey, you're gonna stare, you're gonna just be on the top of that skull and just watch us. So in a way, it's a thank a return favor in a sense,
It really
even
is.
if he would drop him there. But still, it is a return favor because now we got a huge setup going on for the next couple of chapters.
There's been so much happening in this arc. Again, we're reaching the end game now of the arc. Yeah, I'll say it, but make the Avengers reference even more. We're reaching the end game for this Elf Invasion arc, and
Oh my
Tabata
goodness.
he is still like pulling out surprises, and I'm like, because I said this, I've been thinking for a while now. I'm like, all right, Tabata, like, is there anything you can do to surprise us? And he still does it. I'm like, wow.
I am your father, Asta.
I'm just like,
I
huh. Hmm. Yeah,
know.
that's a thing. It's like, okay.
Mhm.
I'm still thinking back to Charmy too, and that was the funny thing is Charmy was like only 9 chapters ago. That's the crazy thing.
Well, no, we're just getting a lot of surprises each chapter. I think that's what makes it much engaging compared to other shonen series. At least from my standpoint, at least that's how I see it from everybody. Like if I were to predict, if I were to speculate why people are so thrilled with Black Clover, why they're so amped up with Black Clover over a lot of the other series, you know, like One Piece, My Hero, you name it, it's like maybe because it's like every chapter there's always something like most of the chapters there's always something big It's never like, "Whoa, damn, I'm still fighting this character. Whoa, damn, I'm still having trouble with this character." I mean, like, I'm not saying every fight should be one chapter fight. I mean, it doesn't really hurt to do that because it could be good. It depends how you do it. But yeah, this fact is everything that has been going forward since they went to the whole portal was more of storytelling and more of a build up and more of addressing the holes that was there, and then that opened up a new hole, like Nero. Like, what's her identity? What's her story? What's everything about her? So that's like it's like it keeps us interested. It keeps us engaged with the whole story. Like I said, like now you start to see the real picture. There's the reason why we don't see the fight's conclusion, but more of like revelation. Like, okay, she charmed. Like it will be bad because I remember somebody complained 5, 6 chapters ago, where the person thought, why the people are fighting elsewhere? I mean, it will make no sense if you have the devil being the mastermind of everything, and everybody's fighting, doing nothing, really fighting for no cause. It's like, well, on one hand, you do have a small point, but on the other hand, a lot of characters were getting developments or showing off what's their backstory, and they were fun. But now we got to this moment where Nozel is going to get everybody there, Elf included. It starts to make sense now. You start to see the real picture. The real picture is everybody is going to unify under one roof because they got a bigger fish to fry, the devil himself. Now, if that's the case, it will be epic because we're going to see every other character. It's pretty much the end game, dare I say. And then you got the Wizard King coming in. It's like, holy crap, you got the Wizard King, Nero, Yummy. I mean, Yummy, well, his arm got messed up. So there you go. There's your handicap for the day. Charlo, she's trying to hang on there, but who knows how long that lasts. Ooh, Asta, Yuna, Patoli, they could make a difference because they could work together really well. Then whatever, how long it'll take, we get Nozel, Mimosa, Vermilion's siblings. Then you got the elves, Noel. It's like Charmy. It's like, damn, that's a lot of possibilities there.
It is.
So yeah, so this is have been like one hell of a build up for this one giant climax. I mean, maybe the climax will end up being like the most piss poor thing ever, but I strongly doubt it at this point.
No.
Honestly,
Oh my god.
yeah. What I'm saying is that you started to see a lot of pictures. You started seeing the full pictures, and whenever you thought of beforehand, like we ever thought like if this whole part was useless, you start to see the real point of it, and the real point seems to be more interesting compared to what could have been. What could have been just a ladder or just a bunch of henchmen fighting other henchmen. I mean, it's nothing wrong with that, but you want a little bit more out of it, and you're gonna get a lot more out of it. You already got the character development. You already got a lot of new revelation backstories of these characters, and then you're about to get more out of it with a even more greater importance to go after. So if that's the case, if that happens, I gotta say this series is gonna the series is gonna be amazing. Like from this point forward, like maybe he would start Flounder the next arc. I doubt it, but because Tabata seems like he's ready for more, so that seems very encouraging because like a lot of people seems to be like, oh, I'm so burnt out. I can only do 13 pages now, or I can't do that many things. I'm like old already. I kind of want to call that break. So like I don't have that privilege yet. I'm not that important yet, or not that big yet as compared to old One Piece. Because One Piece,
And especially
yeah,
artwork too. Oh my god.
yeah. So like we like from judging by the interview, it seems Tabata is ready for more. And if he's ready for more, then I'm ready for more. I think the fans will be ready for more too. If he could, like I said, if he nails the climax, I think the series would be staple itself. Like, yeah, this series is the series to go after. It's a series to read more and more. It's a series that we should read to give it another chance. especially the people who doesn't like the anime because studio period. But they have their ups and downs at times, but still, um, yeah, I'm just I cannot wait for the climax. It's like this build up one crazy climax. I hope whatever I speculated will come true, but we'll see. We'll see. I hope whatever this break has, I hope he end up seeing the end game and say like, I want to do that. I hope something like that happens for Tabata. And if it does, well, we're gonna have some epic ending. That's all I can say. With some exception, but I won't say what exception.
And I mean, technically, if you want to make endgame parallels, um, without spoiling, something big already happened in Black Clover. If you really think about it, so there's that connection. Holy shit! Revelation: Nero's a chick. And I mean, look, if you want the actual definition of a bird, well, the actual definition, but another word for bird does technically refer to chick, so it's very
I
subtle.
thought
It's
I was
very
on.
subtle of us to do that because I was like, technically speaking, bird does mean chick. So
Well, I don't know if it's a huge coincidence, but it'll be kind of it'll be pretty neat in some way that if maybe Tabata addressed it like, oh, Nero is like a chick, and you know what that means. So it would be interesting if he actually come out and say something like that, because like it wouldn't be the first time to do something subtle. Because I still remember Ishida Sui for Tokyo Ghoul,
right?
where the character was revealed to be a woman and the name looks like the female sign. That was clever. And that was crazy at the same time. Like,
Was
I did not know that all this time. Like, ooh, shoot, we should have looked at this all this time. It could happen here. We're like, oh, a bird, like a chick, woman. Yay. I don't know. But hey, maybe at this point I won't be surprised if that is the case because like Tabata has been surprising me for like, I did not know all the subtleties actually means a lot.
he's getting up
Wow.
to it, though. That's the one thing that he's because I remember at the beginning I was like he's not on a Sheeta level, and it's crazy now because we started this back in January. Now I'm just like, I'm seeing some dynamics here, some very similar dynamics, not exactly the same, but I'm like, huh, that
Yeah.
that's cool. So interestingly enough, because I was actually looking over at the volume counts over on the Wicca, if you actually line it up, the last few volumes have been around like 11 chapters, right? And
I
because
believe so.
yeah, because 19 ends with 183 and then 20 ends with 194. So if we're going by this 11 chapter per volume count, that means this volume is going to end in 2 chapters. So kind of makes you wonder what the big crazy thing is, because for 20, it's the whole Charmy thing. Like, what? How?
Black Bull.
It's like, wait, I'm a
So so you said we have two more chapters left into this volume be concluded. Is
yes.
that's what you said, right?
Mhm.
See, this is a good time to squeeze in the entire group assemble in one area
That is
because you could have the next chapter focus on Nozell getting Noel and everyone else down there. And maybe you could end the chapter with Asta, Patoli, and reach to save Yami and Charles. And then you got chapter 200 with Nero, and then everybody in there. That's a chapter 200. And then the next, second last, the pretty much the last chapter of the volume, you just have everybody there. And then we just have like one hell of a way to end the volume. I mean, I could imagine like getting the volume, I think it's 21,
gonna be
21, right?
ass.
Like I could imagine you get that volume, but like, oh my god, I want to read the next volume. No, I gotta wait 4 months or 3 months. No, if you're a volume reader, that is, but still, no.
Make it better. So it's like that, but the execution of it is like a double page spread. Everyone's there in the background. You got everyone there. You got Nozel, you got Noel, you got Mimosa, Charmy, pretty much everyone that's been taking part in this arc so far, and it's like, oh shit, this is gonna be some crazy shit. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I mean, if you really look at it, like this arc is, I can guarantee you for certain this arc is gonna end this year. Oh, I'll say that much.
Yeah, it will definitely end this year. Let's, knock on wood. Top of it goes like, well, I'm going hiatus. I gotta play Dragon Quest with Togashi. Like, oh no, no.
It'd be messed up if it's like Noel, not Noel, Nozel becomes the Wizard King, and he's just like, and that is the last chapter of Black Clover. I'm like, really?
Oh wow. Well, you want to ask us to be the Wizard King. That's not gonna happen ever. Unless it's the worst case scenario. Why did I got canceled? Damn it.
It's
I
like
mean, I don't think.
no,
Huh?
I was just gonna be like, well, we ended off on a pretty high note, but damn, we didn't get to see Asta become Wizard King.
Yeah.
It's like we get like a volume edition. There's like a few extra pages, like and to be continued into Black Clover something. I don't know. Insert subtitle.
To be continued, never. No. It'd be like funny because I know one series got canceled recently, and the last chapter was pretty much we'll come back one day, which would never happen. So they didn't do like a rush conclusion. Oh, I defeat every bosses known to mankind. The end. They did show the main character backstory, so I guess it's like, I'm gonna get canceled. You might as well get to understand the backstory of this main guy. So I thought that was I thought that was nice of that person to do that. Sucks they got canceled, but what can you do? Which is funny because like the funny thing is the Shonen Jump is getting like 3 new series, and that includes the highly anticipated Masashi Kishimoto's Samurai 8, which is kind of funny because like, it's like, I'm cool that you're advertising hard, but I feel like you're leaving off the author, right? Not the author, the illustrator. It's like, oh,
That's
nobody cares
well,
about me.
kind of it is a two-person job now. It's not just him.
Yes. The more you keep saying it, the more I keep thinking, man, man, Kishimoto sure knows how to draw still. Like, well, but he doesn't draw that. Like, oh, sorry. I mean, like, I don't know, whatever. But the point is that series is coming. Then some 2 other series. I forgot the 2 other series are going to be about. Something about. I don't even know what the other 2 series. Who knows? But all I know is that says they got 2 other series coming out. 3 series coming out. It's like we're going doing a killing spree. So we already eliminated one. The other one is expected to eliminate it. I know which one is eliminated. Some of the series I read from the magazine, they have this I'm going to end in a very few chapters left feel. Some feels like it's going to end probably another 10 chapters. The other one feels questionable still. It's strange. It's a strange feeling, but I guess what I'm trying to get is like if one of you guys somehow worry about Black Clover is gonna get canceled, it won't.
No,
Like I know the sale is not the best thing ever, and I know this one particular place always likes to kind of I would say bash it, but it seems like they like to downplay too heavily for some reason. Maybe because I'm overtaking your other favorite series, or fans are actually liking this series more than your favorite series. Like, does that really matter? Apparently, it does for some. But no, Black Clover is not going to go anywhere, regardless, no matter what, because it's doing really well. It get a lot of publicity, color pages, shows that it has a lot of stronghold to keep on going. Um,
and it's evolved so much from the since the
I'm s-
beginning.
oh yeah, definitely. It definitely evolved a lot. Hey, look. At least the fact the anime kept going. It's supposed to end at 51, but it kept going. I'm not sure why, but kept going. It kind of gives you the idea, like, yeah, they see something good out about it. Maybe it's not the best thing because you kind of wish it was like, oh, it was handled by Madhouse Bones. I know Madhouse is getting a lot of hot water because of the whole employee thing, but that's besides the point. What I'm saying is, you kind of wish you get like a better anime production. Fine, I get that, but still, it's not going to go anywhere because Neverland, even though it's not going to end for a while, it's definitely in the final arc. Dr. Stone's not going to go anywhere. Kimetsu no Yaiba is questionable, but not because of cancellation. It's more like the tension of the writer. I'm from Japan. It's funny because like it got an
That
anime which I can't find at all, huh?
that is funny. We're just thinking about that. I'm like, huh, what?
Yeah, I'm from Japan. I can't find that series. I can't find the anime. I don't know where I can find it. Can't find it. I'm from Japan. Honestly, it should. I mean, maybe this is 100% biased. There's no way around it. But even though I don't read the series, but I don't know. I feel like it should get the can. That's always so asshole-ish. uh, David seems like it might get canceled, which sucked because I actually started to it grew on me, which is the funny part.
Wait, what?
Ooh, yeah, weekend study is not going to go anywhere. Yuna, I don't know. So that's what you can't ask me there. Jujutsu is getting a big push. It's doing well, reputation and sales, so that's not going to go anywhere. Chainsaw, it seems like it's getting another jujitsu, but ranking wise, it's still a little mixed bag. But we'll see what happens. Last saw Yuki, I have no idea. All I know, the first ranking was good, and the second one was that new series, the latest new series, the one that you cover. I forgot what's it called. Is it Kamino? Let me see. I just want to make sure.
Yui Camille, I think is what it's called, if I remember correctly.
Something like that. Yeah, that one first ranking was surprisingly good, but we gotta see how it goes for later on. So we'll see. I haven't read the series, so I can't comment more than that. Act H is not gonna go anywhere. Soma might end not now, but might end maybe 10 chapters. I could be wrong because nobody knows. Huh?
Really? Huh.
Well, no, I'm only guessing. It's hard. It's kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to guess. Because it's like it really depends how it works out after this battle that they're in the arc right now. Sumo might end 10 chapters because it really feels like it's ending. Neverland didn't read, but I know it's in the final arc because they keep saying that many damn times. So can't escape from that news. Yeah, that's about it. So I mean, yeah, it's pretty stacked, and they have the courtesy to bring 3 new series. But Black Clover is definitely not gonna go anywhere. I mean, if it does, well, that's very shocking and very stupid. But who am I to say who's in charge? But I strongly doubt it's gonna leave because they're already pushing that series still, regardless if the sales is not the best thing ever. I mean, it's still good. I don't know. I don't know why.
Getting at least
Huh?
500 chapters. I'm gonna say that you're at least guaranteed maybe 500.
Right. So I mean, like the only way it could get canceled is obviously when the ranking starts goes low, then the sales go low as well. Then you could say, well, time to say goodbye. Kind of like Toriko. That's why Toriko more or less got canceled. Like I know people think like, oh, Toriko is in the final arc. I was like, kinda, because it's more like it was the arc that could go on, but they decided to make it last, and that's why a lot of cut storyline came in because got canceled. It didn't work well. That's the speculation that seems very legitimate, especially when you look at the history of the series. That series was getting pushed like it's the next big thing, the next thing since
Remember?
Yeah, it was teaming up with Goku and Luffy, and I know they're under the same animation, toy animation. I know, but when the magazine started doing it, and he was chilling with Ichigo, or Ichigo was in the background, you know they really are pushing Toriko hard. If he was in like in the third row, or even the second row actually, he was in the second row. Like if he was around here right now, he'd be chilling with Emma, Taijio, not Deku, because Deku's in the front now. That's how big he was. He was in the front, like Luffy and Naruto, or not Naruto, Luffy and Goku. Sometimes Naruto when there's no Goku around, because Dragon Ball Z it ended a long time ago. So yeah, that's a little history for you. Only want to point it out because damn, this feels very final arc, but like, well, yeah, but at the same time, this could be just one big saga, because that's what happened with Seven Deadly Sins. It felt like we ended, but then we got Saga 2, and here we are, which is ending the series. That, by the way, the series is coming to an end very soon. But
Mhm.
there's that.
Seven Deadly is ending.
Yep, a lot of series coming to an end this year. Once again, that includes my Gintama.
All of everything is.
Yeah, this time for sure it will end. Uh,
Just imagine Koei making that. So it's like, and my hero will end with this arc. I'm like, with my villain academia. Okay, cool.
that's a strange way to end it. Oh well, we got canceled, but we ended the series with dumb. Oh well. Stay tuned for probably a second version of the Zoo's manga. I forgot the name. I cannot pronounce that name. Very Upapodibaleko Park Zoo. I don't know.
Very.
I just know Boj.
We're not gonna let that name die, are we?
Oh, why they name? That's why the English has to change drastically. Call it Barrage. That's why.
No one would have taken that name seriously. They would have been like, "What the fuck?"
Boj, why? Man, Boj, why? I'm dead.
But yeah, I know how people were feeling. It's like, oh no, final arc. I'm like, I know, I got that feeling too initially, but then Tabata's been building things up again. We get the whole Charmy revelation thing. She's a half dwarf. Even she pointed out, like, wait, I'm a dwarf? What the? And you can
I
talk.
think
You can talk. And then now you got the devil introduction. So that not only did that bury that that particular speculation, then you get Nero. So not only do we dig back up like, oh no, this could be the final arc. With the whole Nero revelation, it's like, yeah, we brought it back up, and now we just buried it to a point where we put like an entire steel over it, so no one can bring back that speculation. Nobody. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because groundwork's being laid out. We are getting groundwork being laid out, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Tabata is going to deliver. In the beginning, when I started these podcasts, I said, look, it's not a Sheeta level, but so far, I will say it's got potential of getting there. It's definitely got potential of getting there. Because this arc's been showing. Hell, the entire series has been showing. It's just that we never really looked too deep into it. And I think that's the most interesting thing when it comes to Black Clover. That's actually, I've said this too, that's actually one of the few reasons why I still keep up with the series is because, the characters are interesting. You see them go through development, including a female protagonist. Let that sink in still. Because I know some people are like, female characters in shonen, they don't go through shit. Like, well, well, I kind of expect that for a certain other individual. But
oh god.
I ain't naming that individual for obvious reasons. I think Sparta.
FYI. Huh?
I think Sparta knows what I'm referring to.
Oh yeah, I know. I definitely know. Oh man.
What were you gonna say? Because I know you were about to say something before I interrupted.
Oh no, I was gonna stop myself because that's considered a spoiler. So you know, more movie talk. So I was like, oh no, actually, let me stop myself.
I would say what are your predictions of the next chapter, but I feel like we've already kind of dabbled into that.
Cover that.
Yeah,
It's like I said, I feel like we're gonna focus on Nozel gathering up everybody from the base with the bottom floor. And then I feel like the chapter might end with Asta, Yuno, and Patoli beats up again with the devil. Probably save not devil. Probably save Yami. What's the difference? Probably save Yami from the clutches of his death. So like I can see that happening. And then maybe the Wizard King and Nero will show up in the next chapter, the chapter after that, that is. So they go end the volume with that craziness. Like, wow, this arc is getting crazier.
I know. I could definitely say that. Make it better. It's like Nozel ends off the chapter with Magic Knights attack. He's so badass too. I'd be like, huh, damn. Now I want to see this finale, this end game.
Oh god. I'm trying to think of like a bad ending for what could mess up the finale. I'm trying to think of like the possibility.
You know, it'd be funny if because this would be the end of Volume 21, right? And then the title of Volume 22, like the volume title for the next volume would be Endgame. I'd be sitting there
Oh
going,
my god.
I'd be like,
What what Tabata should do is do the exact same poster design as the end game itself.
would be funny actually. I'd be like,
They acting like Captain America, have us as Iron Man in the background. Like, yeah, I'm the main guy. Uh, that could work somehow.
God, actually. Oh man. See, guys, this is how much Endgame has affected us to a point where we've been literally bringing it up throughout the entire podcast without spoiling. Be specific about that.
Yeah, well, at least we didn't spoil. At least we didn't go to there. Then everybody would hate us.
Like, how dare you? I'm like, no. Besides, technically, if we're going spoiler route without me saying anything, the spoiler embargo drops officially on Monday, so yeah, keep that in mind.
Good point.
After that, there'd be no place left to hide from spoilers.
You have embargo.
I mean, look, it's point is crazy stuff happens. I didn't think we'd get even more crazier, but Tabata proved me wrong with like, hey, we got Nero, we got Noel, now we got Charmy, and now this Wizard King's like, yeah, I've been asleep. And you're right. Seriously, if it was me, I would have been like, huh, I need to wash. I need to wash.
Wash.
Go into the deep ocean, go to Atlantis.
Oh god.
But aside from that, guys, I think that's pretty much it for the podcast. Unless I'm missing anything specific that we didn't cover with the chapter, but I feel like we pretty much covered everything.
You did. You definitely did.
Sparta, it was really great having you on board again for another Black Clover podcast, especially like after being on break unofficially last week.
That was always good to be back. Always good to have a good discussion with the series. Well, yeah, we definitely took a break, and it was only like less than a week now for the next chapter, which cannot wait. I'm like pretty excited for this one.
Same.
Oh boy.
It's definitely going to be crazy, and we will be here, as always, tackling one of these. So until then, guys, that's pretty much all we've got for this particular podcast. I'm LuckyRave,
Sparda3g.
and we will catch you guys next time